Hey everybody, I've come to read chapter 3 now of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So, it's called Mr. Wonka and the Indian Prince. Prince Pondicherry wrote a letter to Mr. Willy Wonka, said Grandpa Joe, and asked him to come all the way to India and build him a colossal palace entirely of chocolate. Did Mr. Wonka do it, Grandpa? He did indeed, and the palace, what a palace it was. It had 100 rooms, and everything was made of either dark or light chocolate. And the bricks were chocolate, and the cement holding it together was chocolate, and the windows were chocolate, and all the walls and the ceilings were made of chocolate. So were the carpets and the pictures and the furniture and the beds, and when you turned the tap on in the bathroom, hot chocolate came pouring out. Oh, I love hot chocolate. When it was all finished, Mr. Wonka said to Prince Pondicherry, I warn you, though, it won't last very long, so you better start eating it right away. Nonsense, shouted the prince. I'm not going to eat my palace. I'm not even going to nibble the staircase or lick the walls. I'm going to live in it. But Mr. Wonka was right, of course, because soon after this there came a very hot day with a boiling sun, and the whole palace began to melt, and then it sank slowly into the ground, and the crazy prince, who was dozing in the living room at the time, woke up to find himself swimming around the round, huge, brown, sticky lake of chocolate. Little Charlie sat very still on the edge of the bed, staring at his grandfather. Charlie's face was bright, and his eyes were stretched so wide you could see the whites around it. Is all this really true? He asked. Or are you pulling my leg? It's true, cried all four of the people. Of course it's true. Ask anyone you like. And I'll tell you something else that's true, said Grandpa Joe, now leaning in closer to Charlie, and lowered his voice into a soft, secret whisper. Nobody ever comes out. Out of where? Asked Charlie. And nobody ever goes in. In where? Asked Charlie. The Wonka factory, of course. Grandpa, what do you mean? I mean the workers, Charlie. Workers? All factories, said Grandpa Joe, have workers streaming in and out the gates every morning and every evening, except Wonka's. Have you seen a single person going into that place or coming out? Little Charlie looked slowly around of each of the four faces after the other. They all looked back at him. There were friendly, smiley faces, but they were also quite serious. There was no sign of joking or leg pulling of any of them. Well, have you? I really don't know, Grandpa, Charlie stammered. Whenever I walk past the factory, the gates seem to be closed. Exactly, said Grandpa Joe, but there must be people working there. Not people, Charlie. Not ordinary people, anyway. Then who? Cried Charlie. Ha ha! That is, you see, another of Mr. Willy Wonka's cleverness. Charlie, dear, said Mrs. Bucket, called out from where she was standing by the door. It's time for bed. That's enough for tonight. But, Mother, I must hear tomorrow, my darling. That's right, said Grandpa Joe. I'll tell you the rest of it tomorrow evening. Ooh. Well, I'm not sure. I thought I'd like a house of chocolate, but after that story, I'm not sure anymore. Right, I will carry on reading another day. So I'll see you then. Bye, everyone.